Hello everyone, I am Profundation. Welcome to this English language class. Students, you know that there are four types of sentences. Declarative or assertive sentences, imperative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and number 4 is interrogative sentences. Today we are going to study the conversion of interrogative sentences to passive voice. You know that interrogative sentences means questions. Today we are going to study how to convert the questions, that is interrogative sentences, to passive voice. For your better understanding, I have divided this chapter into two parts. The first part is yes/no type questions and the second one is WH type questions. In the first part, that is yes/no type questions, we have the questions beginning with do, does, did, has, have and had. If the questions begin with these words and if such kind of questions are asked, the answers we get are generally yes or no. For example, if I ask you, do you like milk? You will say yes or no. Means the question that I ask you is yes/no type question. Then how to convert yes/no type questions to passive voice? It's very simple. First of all, read the question carefully. Convert it into simple sentence. Find out the subject, verb and object in the sentence. The next and very important thing is use of an appropriate helping verb in the beginning of passive voice. While converting the yes/no type questions to passive voice, we have to make use of an appropriate auxiliary verb or the helping verb in the beginning. This helping verb should be according to the subject in passive voice. Means here if the object becomes subject in passive voice. And this auxiliary verb, that is the helping verb, should be according to the subject. Means if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. And if it is plural, it should be plural. Now, which are the auxiliary verbs that are to be used in passive voice? Then the verbs are, see here, is, are, was, were, has been or have been. These are the helping verbs to be used in passive voice in the beginning. They should be according to the subject. Now let us see the sentences one by one so that you will understand better. See, the first sentence is, do you paint the wall? This question begins with do, means it is in present tense. In this sentence, you is the subject, paint is the verb and the wall is an object. In passive voice, object becomes subject. Wall is singular. Now let us convert the sentence to passive voice. So first of all, what we have to do is to place the helping verb. What should be the helping verb here? After helping verb, we have to make use of the subject. Means the object in active voice becomes subject in passive voice. Here, the object is the wall and it will be subject in passive voice. The wall is singular and sentence is in present tense. For present tense, we have here two verbs and they are is and are. What should be there in the beginning then? As the wall is singular and the sentence is in present tense, we have to make use of is there, not are. Okay? So, is, then what? Subject. Then, V3 plus by plus who. So the conversion of the sentence will be, is the wall painted by you? Suppose I ask you to convert this sentence, that is, you paint the wall, to passive voice. How will you do it? You will easily convert this sentence as the wall is painted by you. In the same way we have to do this, but in the beginning we have to make use of an appropriate helping verb, and this helping verb should be according to the tense of the sentence and what? Subject. If the subject is singular, let it be singular, and if the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. Okay, the next sentence is, did you paint the wall? Here, did is used in the sentence. The sentence, that is the question, begins with did, means the question is in past tense. Remaining part of the sentence is as it is. See, you paint the wall, you paint the wall. In the sentence also, you is the subject, paint is the verb, and the wall is an object. This object will be the subject in this sentence. The change that we have to make use, the change here is of only verb, that is the auxiliary verb. As the sentence is in past tense, we have to make use of either was or were. What should be used there then? You can see here the wall is singular, and so the helping verb should also be singular. Here was the wall painted by you? We cannot say were the wall. Okay, it should be was the wall, then we3 plus I plus you. Fine. Then see the third sentence. Does she paint the wall? The first word tells us, it indicates that the sentence is in present tense. Just like these two sentences, here also the wall is an object. This will be the subject in this sentence. Okay, so the wall is subject, and so we cannot say the wall, have the wall. It is singular, and so we have to make use of has there. Okay, has the wall. Whenever there is has, have or had in the sentence, we have to make use of been in passive voice as a rule. So, let us convert the sentence. Has, then what? The wall, then what? Been, then we3, that is painted, then as a rule we have to make use of by, and finally you, and this is an object. Subject becomes object. So, has the wall been painted by you? This is the conversion of this sentence to passive voice. See this sentence now. Had you painted the wall? Had indicates that the sentence is in past tense. You is the subject, painted is the painted is the verb, and the wall is an object. Now, let the subject be singular or plural. We have to make use of had. We had seen in one of the lectures. Okay, so let it be singular or plural. Had is constant. Okay, so had, then what? Subject, then what? Been, then we3, that is painted, then as a rule put by, and finally an object, you. So the sentence is converted as, had the wall been painted by you? So this is about yes, no type questions. This is all about this type of questions. This type of questions can be converted to passive voice by using the helping verb in the beginning. Don't forget that the helping verb should be an appropriate one. It should be according to the tense as well as the subject. Okay, I hope that you have understood this. Now let us study the second part. In this part, we have WH questions. These are questions beginning with what, when, where, like this. Let us see. See here. The sixth question is, why did you paint the wall? Whenever the questions begin with WH words, while converting them to passive voice, we have to place WH word in the beginning. Okay, as a rule, we have to make use of WH word there in the beginning. See here, why did you paint the wall? I have used the same word, that is why, in the beginning in passive voice. Because of did, we can understand that the sentence is in past tense. So what should be there? Was or were? Wall is singular and so it should be was. Wall is singular and so we have made use of the helping verb was and not were. Then what? Painted, that is V3, then by and then you. So the conversion of the sentence is, why was the wall painted by you? Means first of all make the use of WH word. Then what? Helping verb according to the subject there. Means object in active voice becomes the subject here. And according to that subject, we have to make use of the helping verb in the sentence. This helping verb comes or occurs after the first word, that is WH word. Okay, the next sentence is, who painted the wall? So, let me clear you one thing, that if the question begins with who, while converting it to passive voice, we have to make use of by whom instead of who. So let us convert the sentence. Who painted the wall? So instead of who, we can make use of by whom. Then painted is in past tense. This word is in past tense. This is the main verb in the sentence. Okay, so what should be used? Was or were? Again here, the wall, which is the subject in passive voice, is singular. And so, it should be was. The helping verb should be was and not were. Then what? V3. We have used it as it is. Painted, by whom the wall painted. So, the conversion of this sentence, who painted the wall, is by whom was the wall painted. Okay, now see this sentence. When will you paint the wall? This sentence, that is this question, begins with when. So you also begin the question with when. Then here, what is used? The verb is will. This is the model. Whenever in sentence, will, shall, can, could, these words are used, or these are the models which are used in the active voice. While converting the sentence to passive voice, we have to make use of them as well as be. Let us see how. When will you paint the wall? So, first word is used here as it is, that is when. Then here, this is will, model, and here also I have used the same one. Then in this sentence, the wall is the object, it will be the subject in passive voice. Then after that we have to make use of be, then V3, then by, and then finally object. Means when, then helping verb, that is auxiliary you can say again, that is the model, then what? Subject. Then put be, if there is will, shall, can, like this, then you have to make use of be. Then what? V3 and then by, and finally end the sentence with an object. Here You is the subject, it will be the, it is the subject in this sentence, it will be the object. So the sentence is, when will the wall be painted by you? Now look at this sentence. How will you paint the wall? Now, this word, that is the first word, how. This is used in passive voice as it is. Just like this sentence, in this sentence also, we have use of will. So, how will, then what? The object will be subject here. It will become subject in passive voice. The wall. Then what? Be. Then we3. Then by and then you. See? How will you paint the wall? How will the wall be painted by you? This is the conversion of this sentence. Now see, which book do you want? The sentence, the question begins here with which. Let us begin the sentence of passive voice 2 with which. Then what? Book. What book here? Then because of do, we can understand that the sentence is in present tense. That is, the question is in present tense. So what should be used? Is or are? Book is singular. So obviously we have to make use of is there. So which book is, then what? Past participle of main verb. In this sentence, main verb is what? It will become wanted. This is the past participle. That is the V3 of this word. Then what? As a rule, we have to put here by and finally end the sentence with you. Okay? This is the object. And finally, don't forget to put put question mark there. The last sentence is, the question is, whom has the boss on it? See here, the question begins with whom. If the question begins with whom, in passive voice, we have to make use of who. Then what? Who has been honored by the boss. Here we have use of has. If there is use of has in active voice, we have to make use of been in passive voice. So, who has been honored by the boss? Let me clear one thing here. If the question begins with who, in passive voice, we have to begin the sentence with by whom. And if there is whom at the beginning, we have to make use of who there in passive voice. So in this way, we have studied how to convert the yes no type questions as well as WH type questions. I hope that you have understood this. There are 11 questions. 11 questions are converted to passive voice. The most important thing while converting the yes no type questions to passive voice is the use of an appropriate helping verb. This verb should be according to the tense and the subject. Don't forget this. And here in WH type questions, we have to make use of WH word. That is whatever is the word given here in the active voice. In the beginning, we have to make use of those words there. But for who and whom, we have done it differently. How we can go through them? Means who becomes by whom and whom becomes who. Then if there is has, have or had in active voice, it becomes has been, have been, had been, like this in passive voice. So I hope that everything is clear to you. If not, you can go to the description box. There, everything will be clear to you. Structure as well as some information is given in the description box. So students, I hope that whatever I teach you, you are enjoying. So see you soon today. Bye-bye. Thank you.